We welcome you to Los Angeles. Great view of the downtown area from Wilshire Country Club and Hancock Park here. Even with the Hollywood sign, it's the final round of the JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Plus Pro. So it was really tough yesterday afternoon. The lead to start yesterday's third round was 12 under par. The lead to start today, 7 under, and that's where Hannah Green, the defending champ, is right now. Esther Henselite's one shot back. Head on you. Came so close last week right there, and Grace Kim as well, still very much in the mix. Terry Gannon, Morgan Pressel with you, Tom Abbott as well, and Karen Stupples out there on the golf course. Tom, pick it up at the 5th.
It's a par putt here for Grace Kim. Karen Stupples out watching the final pairing.
It was a really good shot she played in there for that par. Had to lay up. Also the barranca from the bunker, so did really well there with the par.
Yeah, it could be pivotal for her confidence going forward. Dropped a couple of shots early, so an important save. This is at the 7th, and Maya Stark down the green. It's always quick above the hole here, and that was really well done.
It's one of the longest putts we've seen hold, Tom, in the last couple of days.
Yes, good point. Putts are not easy to make here.
Jin Young Ko's got a good day going. Got it to 5 under par, 4 under on the day. This her second at 16. Play up the hill, green up above. So the wind is blowing, not what it was in the thick of things yesterday afternoon.
No, this is a gorgeous day in LA, isn't it, Terry? It doesn't get much better than this right here.
Pretty nice.
Hole location on the back right today here on 16. Take dead aim here for Jin Young. He's got 3 holes to really post something here in the clubhouse, make the leaders think.
Yeah, if you could pick one up here, be one back, and just put a little pressure on Hannah Green, because it did down the stretch get tough yesterday. Sarah Kemp, this to get it to red figures. Par 3, which has played difficult throughout the week.
It's the 4th toughest hole today, 3rd toughest of the week. It was only the 6th birdie of the day.
First one for her since the 4th hole.
You could see her relief.
Made one. And you got a couple of par 5s coming up for her down that stretch. Caitlin Papp, this her second at 16, playing alongside Jin Young Ko.
They're kind of feeding off of each other a little bit here today. You can see how much the ball is above her feet. She looks like she's holding it all the way at the end of the club, though, not choking up on this at all.
That bunker didn't quite get there. These two players started the day at 1 under, so with the lead at 7 under, you think, well, I'd really have to get going. Well, got a chance. Mr. Henselite, this at the 6th or 3rd.
Yeah, we talk about tough holes. There's none more difficult out here than the 6th. Really long par 4 with a very undulating green.
So work to do there. Yeah, they're making hats. They're creating hats out here on the golf course this week. Henbo. Huh. Yeah, that's a cool name. All right, Henbo, thanks for the fashion sense. Back out to 6. Very mysterious smile there on that man. This for par now. You got the 6, which is the toughest hole on the golf course, and the short par 3 next, right along 3rd Street. Yesterday was less than 100 yards. Today, 122.
Stand still, please, guys. Thank you.
I kind of feel like this is a big putt here for Esther. First of all, momentum-wise, keep the momentum going. Just right there in the mix. We've seen what can happen on these greens late in the day. Get a little crusty. Just a bit down the hill here.
kept going.
And that's when you don't putt defensively enough on these greens, you end up with a tester coming back.
Perhaps third from the bunker here at 16. Now the restoration of Wilshire Country Club starting in October, going to take 10 or 11 months, and irrigation, they're going to redo that all through the golf course, and grass greens, but also redo the bunkers. And a chance for par there.
Yeah, that was a bit of an odd shot the way that came out. Don't think that was exactly what she had intended, but worked out okay.
Bogey putt at 6. Hensley.
Risk that you run, Terry, when you are too aggressive with the first putt.
Yeah, that comeback putt, about 4-footer, and so a double bogey there at the 6 as they chase. Hannah Green at 7 under, looking to go back to back here at Wilshire Country Club, always in the mix and right there once again, and leading by 1 here in the final round in Los Angeles. Final round is underway on an absolutely gorgeous day here in Los Angeles. SoCal sunshine over Wilshire Country Club, in the shadow of the Hollywood sign. The JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Plas Pro. Right in the middle of America's second largest city is Wilshire Country Club. Grace Kim, remember, she had it to 12 under through the first 2 rounds. Yesterday was a struggle in the final pairing. Started at 7 under along with Hannah Green, Terry Gannon, Morgan Pressel, Tom Abbott in the booth, and Karen Stupples out on the golf course. So right now, trying to come from behind. Grace Kim at 5 under and 2 over on the day. It's been tough since that 66 in the second round after opening up with a 64 in the opening round. Second here at the 6th.
I think, Terry, we can really put that down to a little bit of a bulky putter in the afternoons for Grace. This is a 4 hybrid.
I think the par she made on the last hole, really clutch par after driving it in the fairway bunker, is a huge momentum shift for Grace. Finally got to see a putt go in the hole.
2 players from Australia in this final pairing. Hannah Green, the defending champ, loves this place, but it's been difficult work for her today too. She's right where she started at 7 under.
Yeah, she has had a birdie, but also had bogey on her scorecard. But in general, her ball striking has been pretty good from what I can see today.
It's a good leave there below the hole, putting up the hill.
Yeah, from the 6th, which is the most difficult hole on the golf course, up to the 8th. Maya Stark in the mix at 6 under.
A location today on 8, very accessible. But we've seen that players try to bounce the ball up, but it's not bouncing as much through the Bermuda grass as we've seen in years past.
Really good day, so it is possible to put together a good round. 4 under on the day, 5 under overall. Former world #1 Jin Young Ko started to, wanted to work right, just stayed right there at the end.
It's a little bit of what we saw yesterday, Terry. Some players who went out a little bit earlier, putting together some good solid rounds of golf. Madeline Sagstrom in the house with a 65 today.
To the 9th and Tom.
Waiting sheet with a second shot. So many players could win this here. I mean, it's really pretty tightly bunched, especially as the greens get tougher to read. How about that there from Wei Lin?
That was close.
Great opportunity. Morgan, you just pick out a name on the leaderboard right now on that first page. So many players right there with a chance. And it's Hannah Green, who loves Wilshire Country Club and has the 1-shot lead. Defending champ looking to go back to back here in 2024. NBC Sports and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. from Los Angeles, California. It's final round coverage of the JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Pass Pro. LPGA back here. Griffith Observatory high above this portion of LA, the Hancock Park region. It's about 6 miles from downtown with the skyline off in the distance. Gorgeous setting here right in the middle of the city. The sounds of the city and traffic all around us here at Wilshire Country Club, which has been around since 1919. So they play for that trophy in the shadow of the Hollywood sign, and it's anybody's ball game here on the final day. 7 under, but it was so difficult yesterday. Just to reiterate, Grace Kim 64-66 the first 2 days, had it to 12 under. Rarely do we see the lead back up like this, the number, unless conditions change dramatically. But it got tough in the afternoon yesterday. Today, gorgeous day to play golf. Hannah Green here for birdie, lengthy one at the 6th.
Terry, it is absolutely picture perfect out here. There is just a hint of breeze for the players to negotiate, but nothing like there was yesterday.
To your point, though, Terry, yesterday, it was really all about the greens. We didn't see players make very many putts as the day progressed. In general, Poana does have that effect, but we also saw quite a few misreads.
Yeah. Here at 8 from in front of the green, the 3rd from Maya Stark.
It's very straightforward chip. Chips like Maya would be looking to hold this one.
Really good last week. The first major of the year, the Chevron Championship. 2nd place there, had a top 3 in the 4 championships, so playing well. Got that par 4 ninth coming back toward the clubhouse next. Back to the 6th, and Grace Kim with a chance for a birdie. Has not made a birdie since the 7th hole, the 2nd round.
That feels like an eternity when you're trying to win a golf tournament, Terry. And I think for her, I mean, just being patient is hard, but she uses little nuggets in a note in a yardage book just to remind her to stay patient and to just be present with what's going on right now. It's not easy when you're trying to win, and today it's even more intense because the finish line is not that far away. But she did the right thing here. She left the ball below the hole.
Just powered it through. Had all kinds of trouble reading the greens.
That last putt on the 5th hole for par was big for her to see something go in, but that was a tremendous misread there.
Henselite at the 7th up the hill. Keeping the ball below is key, and that is a great example there. So Henselite gets it to 5 under par, battling back after the troubles at 6. Over to 9. Wailing She for a birdie. Let's get her back to level par, and that's still going. Back over to 6.
Par putt for Kim. My gosh.
We just saw Esther Henselite 3-putt from about 10 feet on this hole. That is a huge blow to her confidence, to her scorecard. That's just deflating.
Remember yesterday she was 3 over after 4 holes, and now 3 over through 6. Mentioned it, 2nd round, 7th hole, her 16th hole of the round. But this short par 3 where she's headed next. At least good memories from this.
She needs to channel and muster all of this great energy, especially this putting stroke, which looked like she almost couldn't miss a putt the first 2 days. Even the ones that did miss, it looked like they were going in. And that has just not been the case.
It's amazing in golf, isn't it?
It's a crazy game. It can be so mental. She's looked very relaxed the last couple of days, warming up today, warming up as well. She's kind of got that carefree Aussie attitude, but just hasn't been able to put it all together the last couple days.
Hannah Green on the tee.
Has a word about Tom. I think this is quite an inviting hole location on this green. It looks fairly open. I mean, I know this green is tiny, but I think this is quite doable for a good shot here. Oh, this is left.
I went into that bunker hard. We'll have to see how it's lying. The bunkers here can be really tricky. Lots of shapes and corners of those bunkers that can catch you out.
Welcome to the J.A. Meagle LPGA LA Championship. J.A. Meagle's mission is to advance community infrastructure around the U.S. and the world. And we are sponsoring the LPGA to further elevate women's golf and women's sports. Last year, we were the first to double the purse and started a trend of increasing women's golf purses. This year, we have increased the purse to $3.75 million and have invited kids for the DEA Foundation after-school program and SCGA Youth Foundation to come and watch the tournament. Hopefully inspiring more people to know and love golf. I love golf because it's like the journey of life. There's no perfect golfer, just like there's no perfect human being. But there's always hope. Every time there's a bad shot, there's hope for the next great shot. There's hope every time you swing. We at J.A. Meagle are so proud to support these hardworking women who give us hope for golf, hope for the world, and hope for our future. Thank you so much. Enjoy the tournament.
Yeah, I do it.
This is at the 7th hole.
That's the play of the stage, yeah.
Hannah Green's second and not what she wanted here, Karen.
Not one bit. Ball is below her feet. Yeah, the back lip of the bunker is pretty close to her as well. And she's got another bunker in front of her to carry as well if she wants to go and try and get this close. I think the player is just to the right of the flag and just putt uphill at it. Oh, this was magnificent.
What a shot there.
That was tremendous. Get that amount of height and spin on this shot. You could even see a little bit in her reaction there. She knows just how good this was. Look at how high that comes out of the bunker. She really left her face open through impact.
Par 3, 12th. Emily Pedersen ready to go at 4 under. 12 has been really hard throughout the week.
Yeah, only half the field hitting this green in regulation all week. Been a tough one to find the putting surface.
Great shot.
Tough to get it close today with this close to the false front as that hole location is.
Check in with Maya Stark, second to the 9th. Flag today, as you've seen, tucked on the right side of the green. Trying to work that in from left to right. Tough to get it close if you're trying to flirt with that, pitching it short. Well, we've just seen Esther Henseleit hole one from down here. Let's see if Grace King can do the same.
It's going to be quite slow up the hill, Tom.
Yeah, pace got her there, I think, Karen.
Speaking of Esther Henseleit, second from the fairway here at 8.
As we've just seen from Maya, it's important to land it just on the putting surface. Very well done.
25-year-old from Germany, a couple of wins on the LET, looking for her first win on the LPGA Tour. So that's 3rd Street, right alongside 7. I drive past this hole every day. Take a look at the hole location. Envision a great shot. I'm going to have to envision that bunker shot from them because that was special.
You never hit it.
if I ever do. Over closer to the road, yeah.
Now, Hannah Green.
Yeah, that's the second tremendous bunker shot I've seen her play. She played another one that was equally as good at the fourth, but this time she went ahead and made the putt afterwards. She did not at the fourth.
That's huge, huge par save there for Hannah Green. Well, while we have a moment, let's set the scene for the day. Join Morgan and Terry.
And kind of a microcosm of what they're going through right now, those leaders, and Hannah Green trying to go back to back. But it's that mindset. Forget about making a lot of birdies out here. Yesterday afternoon was so difficult, especially on the greens, and now in the final round it's kind of similar in terms of the scoring and maybe what you're thinking as a player near the top.
Yeah, from what we saw yesterday, we know it's going to be a tough test of golf. There is one player currently in the last 6 groups under par. So it's still kind of a similar story to what we saw yesterday. Players know that it's going to be tough. And the player that I look at on the leaderboard is the one that's at the top, Hannah Green. There have only been 3 players in the last 3 years that have beat Hannah Green on this golf course. She is so comfortable here, says it reminds her of golf courses back home in Australia. So it's the most Australian-style golf course that we play on tour all year long, and I am not surprised whatsoever that she is on top of this leaderboard.
In the final pairing with Grace Kim, so 2 players from Australia. Grace, the younger of the 2, 1 win in her career, so still learning how to win. Final day, had the lead at 12 under after the first 2 rounds. Unless it's the AIG Women's Open or the Men's Open where the wind blows 40 miles an hour over the weekend, we just don't see the lead back up like this.
Yeah, we don't ever see this. You're correct. And Hannah's just, or excuse me, Grace has really struggled, especially with the flat stick. She's still been hitting quite a lot of greens, but unfortunately, like that 3-putt that we saw in 6, she hasn't been able to get the ball in the hole. And she's still right in this championship with a chance to win. We've seen the back 9. There are a lot of birdie opportunities. The tee on 15 has moved up again today. Players will be able to get there in 2. So for Grace, it's very important to stay patient in this moment and hope some of those putts fall.
Pedersen on the way. Saw that tee shot at 12. This par 3. Good run. Be a solid par there. All right, on the tee at the 8th. You got bunkers left. Barranca, the penalty area right. Grace Kim, by the way, did make the par at 7. So here is Hannah on the tee.
This is a good looking tee shot here, Terry. It's just going to get into the right half of the fairway.
Up to the green, hence the line for birdie. Stay at 5 under, up to the 9th.
Stark's been good around the greens this week. Might fancy chipping this one in. Needed a bit more release, so she'll have that to stay at 6 under par, just 1 back. Anyone's game here at the JM Eagle LA Championship, presented by Plus Pro. We're at Wilshire in the heart of Los Angeles.
Tom, you know what that music means, right?
I do.
Pay attention.
Yep.
It means the Olympics. This summer, the Olympic Games return live from Paris on NBC and Peacock. 4 players from the U.S. currently in the mix there would qualify if it ended like this. Got a ways to go, though. All right, so for Australia, Minjee Lee, who's won this before, and Hannah Green, who's won this before. They're the top 2 right now that would qualify. Hannah getting set for her second at 8.
On 113, there's a gap wedge downwind.
A little bit farther than she wanted.
This is at the 11th hole. 8 on you. Drove it down dangerously down the left, missing the fairway, so not far away from the Barranca, and that's a mistake there. Anywhere down in that lower half left of the green can be tricky.
Grace Kim about to play her second at 8.
She's got a 54-degree wedge out, and I think she's got to try and land this on the very front of the green and try and generate some spin if you want to get this close. If you land it short, it might not hop up.
Yeah, that's what we've seen so far today, just like that. It just doesn't release forward, even downwind.
LA Coliseum, 32-84, and coming in a few years, another Olympics back here to LA. So back here next to Hollywood in LA, Hannah Green, chance to get it to 8 under, but not an easy one.
No, it's really not, Terry. It's going to break to the right, and it is downhill.
Good putt. Not quite done yet. Jump to the 9th.
And Esther Henselite second. She can get it close here. Oh, so difficult pitching it short. Trying to become the 5th player from Germany to win on the LPGA Tour is Henselite.
Still in search of a birdie. Grace Kim.
This one's got to move to the left. Oh.
Just hopped straight away, putting through that little bit of fringe.
This is the toughest hole on the golf course. Really difficult to make a birdie here today. Here on Hughes trying to scramble a par. It's quite a way below the level of the putting green.
I went with a very high-risk shot, Tom, but not a bad result.
High risk, high reward.
First look at the 18th, par 3 finishing hole here in front of the clubhouse at Wilshire Country Club. Jin Young Ko. Check out the ball flight with our top tracer technology presented by Progressive Insurance.
You want to be just left of this flag stick today. It's dangerously close to these front right bunkers. That is wonderfully done right there.
Grace Kim did make her par, so now Hannah Green to stay at 7 under.
I don't think there's much in it from this part of the green, Terry.
Nope. Easy par, and still up by 1. To 11.
You know, New working on her par putt here. This hole playing 4.38 today. And the 15th, which is a par 5, is playing 4.53. So they're not far off playing the exact same number. That's how difficult this 11th hole is today. Just 3 birdies. We've had 21 bogeys and 4 doubles. Hayden Yu has been in some really good form. Led going into the final round of the Chevron Championship last week. There's going to be another bogey there on that hole. Iconic, this tee shot here at the 9th at Wilshire. El Royale condominium building there in the background. The Hollywood sign away to the left. And somewhere in between is a good line. Karen?
I agree with that. It does add a nice special flavour to being here at Wilshire, doesn't it, when you see the Hollywood sign up there?
Yes, the story of players aiming at the Hollywood sign goes down into the history of the club, but that's not really a great line from where the tee is today. Now Henselite for a birdie. She's holed a long one at 7. Probably a similar distance to this one at 9. Similar pace as well, except that one did not go in. Now above the hole, I'm going to be putting back for a par. Let's go to 10.
Go through the tunnel under Beverly Boulevard here. This side of the golf course. Maya Stark on the way, 2nd and 10.
Accessible hole location today. In front of this green. That's going to be a bit of a quick putt.
Hit on you, by the way, did tap in for bogey at the 11. So again, difficult out here. It was yesterday afternoon for the top contenders, and once again, as Hannah Green playing the 9th hole, has a 1-shot lead, looking to go back to back.
The 25-year-old from Hamburg in Germany for a par here at the 9th. Esther Henseleit. Yeah, good save. A couple of wins on the Ladies European Tour. Both of her victories came in Kenya, the magical Kenya Ladies Open.
Birdie try at the 10th. Maya Stark.
Downhill, breaking to her right here. Good looking roll that was. It's all about giving yourself chances. Give yourself as many as you can here on this back 9.
So the tee shot from Jin Young Ko at 18. This to get it to 6 under and finish.
Yeah, this would be quite the finish here.
Started the day out 1 under with the lead at 7 under, thinking, well, might be too much here, but got close.
This is Grace Kim at 9.
She's got 143 to the front, 154 to the hole. She has an 8-iron out. Again, you've got to expect this to hop forward once it lands on that green. If you take a direct line, Tom, over the bunker, you might end up on a downslope and it could shoot it forward even more.
Yeah, it's not bad from what we've seen. Take a look at some insights by KPMG. And Hannah Green, the last 4 years at Wilshire, talked about how incredible this run has been. Look at that scoring average, 68.3. Strokes gained per round, 3.46. 15 of 15 rounds under par. Second at 9 on the way.
And that did just
Yeah, Karen,
pitch
it's so
just over the
difficult.
bunker.
Yeah, so difficult to get it close.
She was set up way open there, like she was trying to hit a bit of a fade. Took too much off of it.
Trying to finish at 5 under. Yeah, really good day. On a day when, you know, those top contenders, the top names are having to work so hard. A 67 for Jin Young Ko. So she's in the clubhouse with that 67, 5 under. You never know with what we saw yesterday afternoon.
This was just earlier. Hannah Green for a birdie at the 9th.
Did have to negotiate that little bit of fringed.
Should be a par for Hannah to keep her at 7 under.
Par 3 12th, the second for head on you. Quite a bit left. Back to 9.
Yeah, Grace Kim trying to turn things around. This for a birdie. Straight up the hill, you gotta hit it. Oh, it was right there.
I feel like we're all trying to will one of Grace's putts in the hole here. The crowd is as well. You can hear it so close. I mean, to think, starting the day yesterday, she was at 12 under par.
Now Hannah for par.
This one might just move just to the left, but I wouldn't give the hole away.
Yeah. Heading to the back 9 where she is 36 under par in 21 rounds. So
That's pretty good.
it's pretty good, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Not bad. Lengthy par putt now. 8 on you at 12. Morgan, what would you take right now, number-wise?
Well, I was thinking about that was Jin Young Ko posting at 5. I don't think that would be enough. I'm like in the 7 to 8. I mean, anything probably even 9. Think of those birdie opportunities coming up that Haydan has to play here as well. 13, 15, 14 is also a birdie hole. 3 of the easiest holes on the golf course in that stretch. 16's given up quite a few birdies today as well. So these last 5 holes really are there for the taking today.
Drop shot there. Should we take you up to that 18th? How about Mouse Saigo? Okay, so she's not going to get it to 9 under here, but look at the run from 13 on. Just what you talked about. Chances here to make birdies.
Yeah, that's what's possible. right there. Yeah, 13, 15, taking tremendous advantage of the par 5. 17, which is played as one of the toughest holes all week, has not played in the same level of difficulty today. There have been quite a few more birdies, so it's there.
132 the yardage. Oh no. That will be tough. I mean, that is.
She's at least got a little bit of green to work with, Terry, but downhill, out of the rough, well below the putting surface. That is not an easy shot.
This way, so if anything,
back to 11.
Right.
Yeah. So 105. Like a little pitching wedge.
Just a fairly one.
Yeah. Just out at the tree.
Yes. Yeah, just finishing at the tree is very good.
Yeah.
I think the other one is trying to get too forward, you're not going to get the action.
Yeah. And let's not be too aggressive with it. It's not a good real pitch. Yeah.
Just give yourself a chance, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Stark, Jack Clark on the back, who was caddying for Ludwig Oberg last year on the PGA Tour, and had worked a little bit with Anna Nordquist earlier this season. Now working with Maya this week.
It's just a one-off, Tom, as her caddy is at a bachelor party, and Anna has the week off.
Bad week for his bachelor party with his player challenging to win. And that's going to leave her a tricky part across the green, but better than missing it left, as we saw from Haydan Yu.
Mr. Henselite second at the 10th.
Not a bad angle here from this right side of the left hole location. Just want to land something right on the front.
Popular spot there.
Yeah, those front bunkers are intimidating, aren't they?
Rank it down there, and the bunkers as well. You try to carry the whole location up front. Look ahead after the week off. Cognizant Founders Cup, and Nelly Korda coming back out after the win last week, 5 in a row, the major championship, Mizuho America's Open, and then major championship as well, Lancaster Country Club, U.S. Women's Open. ShopRite and the Meyer taking you through. Back to the tee at the 10th, Hannah Green.
Elevated tee shot here. Wind is a little bit into and off the left.
That'll be way down there. She'll just have a wedge or a very short iron into this front hole location today.
Grace Kim now setting up. Check out the ball flight with our top tracer technology presented by Progressive Insurance.
We just hit that at the last minute to create that little fade.
Good ways further back than Hannah there. She needs to start playing aggressively, give herself some really solid birdie opportunities coming in if she wants to take a run at the top of the leaderboard.
Here at the 10th, Esther Henselite is to get it to 6 under.
Putting back towards the Hollywood sign, falling a little bit to her right.
There it is. All right, this is no bargain. Mao Saigo, a 22-year-old from Japan, second at 18. Oh, no.
Oh, she thinned it. She didn't get underneath the ball like she looked like she was trying to do.
Knew it was going to be tough, but now not far from it. The 11th.
Maya Stark across the green for a birdie. Not easy. Yeah, nicely done.
It's now the 3rd for Saigo. I thought for a moment that was going in.
Yeah, now about damage control, but that's going to be a tester still left for bogey.
Second Grace Kim at the 10th from the fairway.
She's got a good lie here. And using a 9-iron, this green should stop for her. Playing back into the wind.
Really good shot.
Yeah, that's nearly impossible to leave it short of that flag stick there, but she landed it just barely in the fringe. Has a good look for birdie right there.
Best opportunity for birdie in a while there. Hannah Green now.
Hannah's got 101. Does have a slight downslope to hit from, but not too much. She shouldn't really interfere with the shot at all. Again, she should be able to get this one to stop, so can really fire at it.
Just about hole high. So she'll look to get it to 8 under. So I mentioned Nelly Korda and what took place at the first major championship of the season. Quite a story, huh? 5 straight wins on Sunday, final round. Thought, well, maybe on the back 9, an opening for others. No. That at the 10th to get her to 14 under par. Had a couple of shots to play with at 18. Final round 69 and posted 13 under. History.
What a moment. I mean, 5 in a row, her second major championship, and doing it with all eyes on her, with the lead for the majority of the week. Really just an incredible performance.
Deep into the late, there was some question, would she do that? And she is scheduled to come back out to the LPGA Tour. The Cognizant Founders Cup comes your way May 9th through the 12th from Clifton, New Jersey, up in Montclair Country Club. So we'll see her go for 6 wins in 6 straight events. Bogey putt for Saigo now. And that great run coming back to the clubhouse, and now not the finish she envisioned.
When you slam the putter into your toes like that, if it goes wrong,
you know how that feels.
If you miss the end of the shoe, it can really hurt.
I'm gonna say I probably know that better than anybody sitting in this booth.
Nice approach there from Haydan Yu. That's a birdie putt coming up to get her to 5 under par. Let's go to the 10th.
Well, across the street, across Rossmore, which becomes Vine. Take her right up to the famous Hollywood and Vine. Sunset. All right, here on the 10th green, Hannah Green and Grace Kim, both with chances here, Karen, for birdie.
They are, Terry, but this 10th green is quite fickle. Really difficult to read and to judge everything that it throws at you. I mean, for Grace, it's just a little awkwardness to the front of the green where she's situated because of the bit of the rise from the front bunker that's just to her left. Which kind of gives you the feeling that it's going to go right, but it actually should break more left. I mean, it's quite hard to get everything just so perfect on these greens, and I think that's why we'll see a number of players be quite tentative with their putts, because one, you don't want a 4-footer coming back, but also it's about the read.
And that was left all the way.
Was she thinking that was going to go to the right, or might have pulled it? It was hard to tell from our camera angle.
Time running out for Emily Pedersen, but this is a big chance here. Second to the par 5, 15th. 3 back of the lead. Flag in the back today. Just needs to set the brakes on, stay right there.
Oh, is she going to miss the ridge, Tom?
Oh, it's wandering back, yeah. It's trying to get... Yeah, it's going to run down to the lower level. That was so close to being up on that back shelf with a great chance for an eagle.
So, par putt a moment ago for Grace Kim.
You would have thought this would be straightforward.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. When it gets in your head as a player, one aspect of the game right now, Morgan.
It just becomes mental. I'd say that judging by that first putt, she's not starting it on her line, and when you don't start it on your line, your confidence just plummets, Karen.
I agree, and there's been a little difference in her body language since the 6th hole, where she had a 3-putt there. That you could see the disappointment in her. Hannah's putt's going to break left.
Good effort. Just tough to match that line and speed.
Second for Henselite here at the difficult 11th. And second on the Ladies European Tour in Saudi Arabia earlier this year. It's a long way back of Paddy Tavatanakit, but she's been playing some good golf this season. Played well last week, 7th at the Major Championship.
So the player in second place all by herself, Maya Stark, on the tee at 12.
And she's got the aggressive nature and the firepower to take advantage of these birdie holes upcoming. That was a wonderful shot, but just an example of how difficult it is to get it close to the 12th today with that front hole location.
90, 92.
This is Im at the 11th. Drove it behind a tree, did Jinhee Im. And so this her third shot. 2 bogeys in the first 5 holes for Im, who shot that tournament record 63 yesterday. And a chance to save par. It's been a good couple of weeks for the rookie. Hit on you for a birdie at 13. Yeah, she's hanging around. That gets her to 5 under par. This is going to be interesting coming home here to see who can post the score for these players to chase. And the final pairing now on the tee at the 11th with Hannah Green.
And no need for a driver, Tom. Players basically are looking for a range of 240 to 260 off this tee.
And that's what Hannah has done. The barranca down the left side cuts in. That's why players don't hit the driver, and then you've got the bunkers on the right.
Shadows to sunshine. Lengthy birdie try at 12. Start.
Downhill, not a tremendous amount of break in this.
Just enough,
No,
though.
we're done.
It's good work.
Well done. The last 2 holes, she's from long range, had very good speed.
So one off the lead at 6 under, and opportunities the next couple. You got a couple of par 5s coming up at 13 and 15 for start.
This is Henselite for a birdie at the 11th. Below the hole. Good look here.
And not a tremendous amount of break here either, Tom.
Ooh, wow, that just fooled her a little bit. Still, she's only 2 behind, looking for that first LPGA win. She's at the 15th. Big putt here for Emily Pedersen for eagle. Come up the slope at the beginning. Oh, it's right on line from Pedersen, but it is going to be a birdie. So she's going to get to 5 under par. This is going to be a pivotal hole coming home. Players can get here in 2. We've had 4 eagles here today already. Now in for the par at 11.
That's really incredible, driving it behind the tree. What a par save.
Morgan, another great week here at Wilshire Country Club. Been coming here for this event since 2018. Daniel Ansler, the general manager. Rick Riley, who's legend in these parts, been here for 3 decades plus. Jack Benoit, the director of agronomy. So we thank them for the hospitality this week. And players love coming here, and so many stay with families, members in the neighborhood here. We're surrounded by neighborhoods, so right here next to Wilshire.
Grace Kim with caddy Drew Ernst, brother of Austin Ernst, who's wound down her LPGA playing career.
Grace has got a 9-iron, has 140, and this is an awkward hole location today. Really tucked on that left side. So really ideally you've got to sort of start this at the TV tower. I think she pulled that.
Oh no. That's the tough miss there, Karen.
Second at 14, the short par 4, playing 319, hit on you.
Just going to take dead aim here. Hit on is definitely one to watch out for here in these next couple of holes.
Good.
She's got all the firepower for 15.
Now Hannah Green, second at the 11th.
It's from 133, and you cannot go short and left. Oh, she fired right at that.
Yes, just enough, Karen, to carry it onto the green. Foot short, and it might have kicked left down to where her playing partner has finished up. Big difference there. Let's go to the tee at 12.
And Select just 2 back.
She's got a really high ball flight. Might be able to stop it a little bit closer to this whole location.
Oh, almost hit the flagstick. Great tee shot in there. Chance to get within 1 as well. So just about 25-30 minutes from the Santa Monica Pier. That's the pier, Tom.
Oh, okay.
At the beach.
Thanks. Yeah. Back at the 11th with Hannah Green for a birdie.
Be slow, Tom, up the hill.
Wow. Yeah, and she left it way short, Karen.
Great chance. Hit on you for birdie at 14.
Putting from below the hole can be aggressive with this one. This is the part of her game that has really made the biggest difference in the last couple of weeks. Started working with a new putting coach, Chris Cho, during the Vegas event about a month ago.
Bounce back 2 after the 2 bogeys, so 2 in a row here, Morgan, and got a par 5 ahead. In at 4 under. No, not nearly. So again, much like yesterday afternoon, seeing a lot of players leaving putts short.
Grace Kim chipped up to here. This for par.
And I think if you're in Grace's headspace, you just need a little something to, I don't know, you need a little something to think about right now, Tom, like a little band-aid just to put over the wound, because you can tell it's hurting her right now mentally, and putting how she's putting. It's just a little something just to hang your hat on.
Yeah, it's just been a massive struggle, Morgan. This was at the 4th.
This is not the highlight package that you want to see. It's on Poana greens late in the day. She struggled yesterday at 36 putts yesterday. And there she missed both of those to the right.
Okay. That's gone to the right.
All three of those short ones to the right, but the last 2 were, well, not the first putt on 10 there and that first putt on 11 were both starting left of her line.
And Green has been watching that putting display. That one almost snuck out, but it is going to be a par. Really difficult weekend for Grace Kim.
Henselite, great tee shot at 12.
It just falls a little left. There's a balance between putting defensively and getting the ball to the hole. We've seen players putt quite defensively on these greens because they're afraid of those 3-footers coming back to the point where they've left them short. Certainly yesterday afternoon we saw a lot of that.
Up to 16, second from the fairway, Pedersen.
She tried to take a little something off of that back hole location. That's going to be that's a tough leave there.
Jin Hee in for par at 12.
Yeah, we got a good look at this putting stroke last week. It's very compact, very stable.
Still looking for her first birdie on the day.
Third shot at the par 5 for Stark. One behind. Flag today as far back as it has been in the green this week. Yeah, gives it a chance for a birdie. Chance to tie the lead. There we go. Short distance away over to the 12th tee.
Just that mindset hanging in there. Keeping the lead up by 1. Hannah Green on the tee at the par 3 12th now.
Hannah has a 6 iron out. And the last few, well, the 2 par 3s on the front side, she missed the green and had amazing bunker shots.
She got away with that one right there to stay up in the rough. She's going to have an upslope to chip off of.
Try to get through that hole and then go after it on the par 5s. And that stretch 13, 14, 15. At 16, Pedersen's third.
It's going to break a good bit left to right here.
And oh, so close. That looked in. She thought it was in. But a par at 16. So difficult 17th, although not as difficult today as it's been the first 3 days. There are the names, and Hannah Green, the defending champ, still with that lead. Here's a look at the second coming up at 12 for Hannah Green.
Off that upslope, it makes it just that little bit easier, but this ball is going to land on a downslope. It's going to kick to the right quite significantly.
And how big will that be down the stretch?
What gorgeous technique. Very simple. Kept her weight forward, landed it just on that downslope that Karen was talking about. Kind of having a little bit of deja vu to last week. Nelly Korda chipping in on the 10th hole, really taking control of the championship there. And Hannah trying to do the same right here.
What a birdie. And a 2-shot lead now.
Now this putt becomes more important for Maya Stark. Birdie to get to 7 under par. Makes it just at the right time. We know she's got some fire from watching her in the Solheim Cup and her amateur days. It's going to be interesting coming down the stretch here.
Time you come back from break and everything's going.
Yeah, suddenly.
See if Grace Kim can follow suit.
Got the putter out. It's going to be quite quick, just initially.
Morgan, not a bad effort, but just get the sense she's not starting the ball on the intended line right now.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. That's really, it's just so hard to be confident in your putt when you're not starting it on the line.
Reachable. Par 5, second shot here for Heidan Yu, trying to get it all the way back. And away into that bunker. Oh, where's it going to finish up? It comes down towards the flat. Still going to have to get it up and down for a birdie to get to 7 under par. We'll go back to 12.
And don't take anything for granted.
No,
Kim for par.
I just think, Terry, you talk about start line. I think that if she just breathing a sigh of relief there, that I mean, that's all you can focus on really. And I think it's sometimes just trying to make the ball go in the hole too much.
So Grace Kim playing along with Hannah Green, both from Australia. Take you back to that major championship 2019, the KPMG Women's PGA, and Kari Webb scholarship program. Grace Kim there as a part of that for the win for Hannah.
Yeah, it was a special opportunity for her, for Grace. Close. at a really incredible moment in Hannah's career and see what it takes to win a major championship. This has been a really, really tough couple of days for Grace after her performance the first couple of days, and it's going to be a tough learning lesson. And unfortunately, that's just kind of the way this sport works sometimes.
Yeah, interesting dynamic as well. These two players playing together in the final pairing. Hannah with all of the experience and it is showing today.
This one's just
That
drifting
one
a
gone,
little bit to the right.
Yeah.
The gallery there, but it's okay. There is out of bounds where you see that fence as the boundary of the golf course. And it is going to be a three-shotter today with the tee back and that uphill tee shot. Here's Im working on that golf swing, trying to get a feeling.
Yeah, she talked about how much confidence she gained from last week, Tom. She hadn't really played very well so far to start her rookie season, but feels like she gained a lot mentally more than anything. Knows that her game is capable of winning. That's a huge miss though right there.
That was a massive first bounce, but just pitched it too far down the green. Still huge bounce. When you go long on these old golf courses, that's when the trouble begins, and so she is going to have her work cut out to get that ball up and down at 13. What a beautiful day. They've had some tricky final days this year in terms of the weather on the LPGA. Seems like every Sunday it's cooled down, the breeze is kicked up.
It's going to want to break the
Not
touch
today.
back to left on the green.
Beautiful day out there. Good angle here for Henselite, straight up the green.
Really good angle. Quite a few different ways that you can play this though, Tom. You really have to commit to the carry distance. How far exactly do I want to carry the ball? Do I want to let it release 7 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards up this green? Depends on the club selection, but you really have to commit. Looks like she's looking to land it a little bit closer to the flag.
Grabbed.
And didn't carry it.
Yeah. It is pretty uphill that first half of the green, and needed to really guarantee that she was going to make a birdie there. This is Hayden Hughes, third, out of the bunker.
Did get down to the flat part of the bunker.
Whoa, she shanked that into the flagstick. That was bizarre.
I'm trying to think if it's possible to shank it into the flagstick.
Maybe just thinned it.
But I think it was thin, maybe a little thin.
That was strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely was. Off the downslope, it wasn't an easy bunker shot regardless, but
I think she got away with it. That could have gone in the barranca. If you go over the green there, it runs down towards the barranca. I mean, it was a mistake, obviously, but I think she got away with that. Strange. We've seen some strange things this weekend here at Wilshire.
Boy, what a big putt on the last for Maya Start as Hannah Green chipped in at 12, so still one behind. This her second coming up at 14.
And I was talking to her on the range this morning. She said, what's the game plan today? She said, I want to be less nervous. She felt like she was a little bit too nervous, too tense yesterday, especially starting out, being in that final group. I'd say she's in a more comfortable position mentally here. A couple of groups behind the leaders with the opportunity to play aggressively and chase.
Didn't release, backed up a little bit.
This is where Hannah Green's ball finished up, and this is her second at the par 5.
And it's really blind, Tom. She can't see the green and she can't really see her landing area, so the line for her is going to be on the left edge of the pine trees.
205 with the roll.
She seems happy with it. Yeah, down the right side, trying to open up that green a little bit.
Because if you're on that line, you're just going straight up the green.
This is the difficult 17th. Emily Pedersen tight down the right towards the barranca. Hit it in the barranca here yesterday, and she got away with it today. She's 3 back, needs a good one here. Flag today on the front of the green. Not easy to judge, and that just didn't come out well.
Sounded a little bit heavy, Tom. That ball so far below her feet. Turn the club over.
Henseleit for a birdie. Needed to get that up and down. Hannah Green at 8 under, par 5. That was a big opportunity missed there for Henseleit. This is Haidan Yu for an outside chance for a birdie up the tier in the green. She's going to be kicking herself. I mean, she had an iron in for her second shot and is working hard now to save par. So lots happening. The final round of the JM Eagle LA Championship. Hannah Green, the defending champion, has a 1-shot lead. Hannah Green, 13th.
From 103 yards, Tom. Wind off the right. Good hole location, good angle here for her.
She has been aggressive the last few holes. She's missed it, I think, just slightly left of her target, but have they ever worked out?
Fiddly one here for Pedersen. Not a lot of green to work with. It's tricky, just trying to get the release right. It's a par putt here for Haidan Yu. See if she can save a 5 after the issue in the bunker. Yeah, it's a good 5 in the end. But that was a hole she may have needed to birdie, especially with Hannah Green looking like she's going to make a birdie now at 13. We go short distance away at 17. The 17th and the 15th greens pretty much right next to each other. It's a par putt here for Emily Pedersen. And hear the applause from those nearby holes. The 18th is close by as well. And not the time to be dropping a shot. 17 is a difficult hole, always is. This whole location playing a little easier than the way the hole is played earlier in the week. Overall, the second hardest hole on the golf course today, kind of middle of the road. Yeah, bogey for Pedersen.
Much more than she wanted for birdie here at 14 start.
Be aggressive with this one. Up the hill. Wobbled a little bit on its way.
21 birdies so far today at 14.
It's only 325 yards, so the entire field with wedge in their hand. It's one for the taking.
Back over the par 5, 13th goes Kim. Is for a birdie, Karen?
It is. She didn't have too far to go with her third shot, but it just took a big hop and ended up here. And this part should be back uphill. I'm not sure that it does a huge amount from here. I think at this point, Morgan, you just try and focus on the strike and hitting your start line. And then if it goes in, it goes in. And I think that's the mentality that really is required in the afternoon on these greens.
Not surprised to see her come up a little bit short there.
Said she was kind of down in the dumps with her game coming into this week, but found something. Just played so well the first 2 days and has struggled at the weekend. To 16.
Yeah. Putt at the last, and now the second at 16 for Haidan Yu.
found a flat spot here in the fairway, but she's quite a ways back.
No.
Asking for it to go. It does carry that false front there.
And gets a nice forward release. We've seen a few players land in that similar spot and not jump forward that way.
Big putt here for Hannah Green for the birdie at 13. Got it. That's a huge two-hole stretch for Green. A chip in at 12, the birdie at 13, and she takes a two-shot lead here. And she still has the 14th to come, which is the short par 4, and then the par 5 15th, where the tee is moved up today.
Hold the fly. Like,
I mean,
if it pitches,
how much would you say the wind's doing? It's got to be like 6 or 7.
yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, well, that 5 wood is gone.
Yeah, it wasn't a good strike.
Okay. So finishing just left of it, between the flag and the cameraman. You like a 15 shot? Okay, cool.
Mr. Henselite finds herself 4 off the lead now.
Result to what we saw from Maya. Not able to quite get it all the way back to that flagstick, but left the ball below the hole. That's the better of the two evils.
But 18, Patty Tapatanikit. There it is. 1 over 72 today. So just one of the 4 rounds in the 60s, 1 under for a major champ. So we saw Henselite here at 14. Now in.
She's got this way back in her stance, looking to flight something a little bit back towards this hole location.
Similar. Just carrying that front portion of the green. JM Eagle, the sponsor here. Will not see them play next year because of that restoration. So it'll take about 10-11 months at Wilshire Country Club. All the work being done. Hannah Green at 9 under, now up by 2.
It's just a positional tee shot here. I mean, there's a bunch of trouble that players can get into, including the fairway bunker that sits right in the middle of the fairway that would no be fun hitting out of.
Job number 1, fairways and greens coming in, Terry. That's
Middle of the fairway, that's all she needs. And you just keep waiting for someone to make a charge. Early on, Jin Young Ko 4 under on the day, but nobody really. And then midway through, this at 12 from off the green. And maybe that moment where she starts to pull away from the pack, and then going back to back, 12 and 13 to 9 under and a 2-shot lead. Four off the lead, moment ago. Henselite for birdie.
Just up the hill, see if she can get it there. Left it just short. Good effort.
Hit on you at 16 to pick one up.
I feel like this is an absolute must make right here. Running out of holes. Especially the way that Hannah is playing. You don't see Hannah. Anything can happen, as we've seen around this golf course, but giving too many back coming down the stretch. I'm not sure today will be the day.
Jin E.M. Emily Patterson second from the bunker at 18.
Well, this might be one she might look to hole right here.
Here's the leader. Second at 14 for Green.
Has 119. It is a little bit back into the wind.
Last couple of groups have come up a little bit short here. Again, similar in that same place. They're not quite playing the wind, Karen. She's happy with that bounce to the right. Again, I'd say that's the fourth, maybe iron swing in a row that she's missed a little bit left of her target. It's going to work out for her, though.
This is an important hole here for Maya Stark. Par 5, reachable in 2. Second shot, she's 2 back. Asking for it to go. And now needs to sit. Wow, that took a huge bounce. And it's going to end up in the sand.
Yeah, she's a little bit more on the upslope there. That's a little bit more straightforward bunker shot than the one we just saw from Hit On You.
I think she was a little unlucky that didn't sit down quicker. Would have looked pretty good from where she was, just right of the flag. Jin Young Ko, 67. It's held up very well. She's been in the house for well over an hour now. 65 from Madeline Sackstrom, who started the day at 3 over par, 10 shots back of the lead. And we'll go out to the 18th.
Together round here. Patterson for par. And nobody's really made a move today, Morgan. I thought maybe Jin Young Ko, who did post a 67, but 5 under. Had a feeling that was not going to get it done.
Yeah, the one who's really made the move is Hannah Green.
Yeah.
She's the one who has said if somebody else wants to win this tournament, they have to come get me.
Her wins have been close, too. 4 wins on the LPGA, 3 of them by a shot, 1 in the playoff.
Alex played well this week. She's had 17 birdies, but just too many bogeys and a double.
Around and in. Good up and down from the bunker.
This one is going to be a bit uphill, and I think with the edge of the bunker cutting into the green, going to move left.
Stays right there at 9 under. Now 1 under 70 yesterday when she made 4 bogeys yesterday. Had that eagle at 13, which really kick-started the back 9 and coming into the clubhouse. And today it was the chip in at 12. Grace Kim now.
And I think what you're seeing from these players throughout the course of the day on this 14th hole, obviously back into the wind with the second shot, but I think all the players know that if you go long, I mean, the chances of you getting up and down are pretty slim, so they've all erred on the side of being short and putting back. Grace will have learned a lot from Hannah's putt, so she should know where to start this one. A bit right, let it turn left.
Straight holes now. Been that kind of weekend for Grace Kim here.
Here's the third for Maya Stark at the par 5 15th.
She nearly holed a bunker shot for eagle on 13 the other day, Tom.
Another one catches into the flag. What is it about that bunker?
I'm guessing there's not a lot of sand in that bunker, judging by those two shots that were right next to each other. I mean, Haydan's rake job is not very far from where Maya played that from.
Yes.
I saw her kind of look back down at the sand.
She was fortunate because this just stopped dead. You saw Haydan Yu's kick to the front of the green.
I wasn't quite sure if Haydan was, whether it would have made that much of a difference for her, but it made a massive difference for Maya's, the way that hit the flagstick dead center. And what, now she has inside 5 feet for birdie. What a break.
Yeah, it's probably about 3.5 feet. This is the 17th. And Haydan Yu has driven it in a good spot. This is her second. Difficult to get the ball close.
Yeah, save
It's really well done. And she will have a putt to get to 7 under par. Hannah Green in control here at the JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Plus Pro. And she is heading to the par 5 15. Back at the 15th, Maya Stark to get within 1 of the lead. Okay, good up and down in the end, helped by the flagstick.
How could that little bit of good fortune, Tom, come to make a huge difference in about an hour?
Exactly. And this is just a short distance away at the 17th green. Haydan Yu to get it to 7 under par. But we've seen some crazy finishes over the years here, especially at 17. Remember with Inbee Park and Jin Young Ko knocking it in the Barranca. And I think that one needed to go in for Haydan Yu, and it's not in for a par just yet. It's a great scene here. The 18th hole, the 15th green, the 17th green. They're really close together, and fans can sit up there by the clubhouse, watch the 18th, the 17th green, peek across over to 15 as well. And they have screens by the 18th hole showing the coverage from Peacock, so folks really get a sense of what's going on. The tournament's run by Outlier, and I love what they've done there with the screens and the atmosphere they've created around the 18th. Mr. Henselite and Jin-Hee Im.
Still like 5. Minimum cup of
Waiting on him to go here.
Thank you. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be Henselite first. It looks from our angle like Henselite's away, but Im's going to go.
That's edge of green.
Jin-Hee Im, 2 over for the day, hasn't had a birdie yet in this final round. But she can certainly take a lot from the way that she has played at the Chevron Championship last week, Carlton Woods, and here at Wilshire, as she tries to challenge for the Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year award. So last year went to Haydan Yu, who's in contention here. Gabby Ruffles, one of the favourites to win that award this season. We'll see how it plays out. Might be some surprises along the way. Leaning like it's going left, and that's dangerous once it gets on that downslope. Yeah, that's into the Barranca. Yeah, once you get over there on the left side, she was unfortunate it took a hop up the downslope, but it's too risky once you go over there. It's going to be a drop there for her, I'm afraid.
So I would have thought it's like
Nope.
here.
It's back. Stance as well.
So like
Yeah. Club
I
on
think she's put it on the crosswalk there. and she wants to take a drop. Not everybody takes a drop there, but if it's not a great lie, you might as well.
I mean, drop
Or if you're between clubs.
Exactly, yeah, you want a bit more yardage.
Jinhee might have liked another 5 yards back right there.
Good point. Now, head on you for a par. Oh, no. We see it time and time again late in the day. So hard to finish off those putts from 5 feet or less. Oh, that one didn't go in the middle either. Bogey at the wrong time for Head on You, but I think she needed to make birdie there.
Very much in the thick of things. Maya Stark, tee at 16.
Yeah, she likes it, cutting it a little bit off those left bunkers. Beautiful tee shot. Left with a good angle.
Henseleit has taken the drop, and she is ready with the second shot. The green at 15 sits down below the level of the fairway, so you can't really see exactly where the ball is going to pitch. See those folks behind the green there. Doesn't like it. Where's that gone? That's going towards the barranca as well.
Huge mistake right there for both of those players. Esther really with the chance to make eagle and vault her way up into this championship, and double crosses it.
Now back on the tee, Hannah Green.
And the bunkers down the right really don't come into play from this up tee, Tom, but the bunkers down the left certainly do. So a drive down the right side would be better, but this one is heading towards the left side.
Oh, got lucky, Karen. So fortunate there in that bunker, and it's a layup. Now she can go at the green in 2 if she wishes.
It's still going to be a good ways back from where all of the other players have played, but what a fortunate break that was.
That was a big break. I see what Stark can do here. Take it to 16.
Wind direction should be in from
10.
Yes. Especially on the left side.
Yes. And then just like land it at like the corner of the bunker and just let it like, because it's gonna come from.
Exactly. Yeah, got it spot on.
Start at the left side of the bunker, the tongue of the bunker, let it fall to the right. You can see there's that big tree overhanging, protecting the front right side of this green. Expect her to be aggressive with this. She's aggressive by nature, but especially here in this moment. Asking for it to fade more. Oh, too aggressive there, Terry.
That's the thing. Hey, you're just trailing by 1. So yeah, be aggressive, but there are limits to that. Just didn't fade. You on the tee at 18.
That really, really smooth fade swing right there. Did you get enough? Beauty.
Stops there as well. Had enough spin. So chance to get it to 6 under par and finish up. Great couple of weeks for Head-On You, so close last week. And it's Hannah Green who's trying to go back to back here with another win at Wilshire Country Club. A bit too much with the second. Now the third coming up at 16 for Maya Stark.
She's going to have to dig her feet in here really well to try and gauge how much sand is in this bunker after what she dealt with on the previous hole. Tough to read it.
This is one win back in 2022. ISBS Handa in a really good week last week at a major championship.
downhill, everything's sloping away from her. Look at how far she's choked up on this club. Wow. That really surprised me how much she choked up on the club. It's not going to go very far when you do that. Trying to be too cute. Mistake was made here on the second shot, even more so than this one right here. Let's take another look. Look, she's almost choked up on the metal part almost of the club.
Yeah, it is really that second shot, isn't it? I mean, I know that didn't get the fade on it that she was looking for, but to carry it that far back there.
It landed past the flagstick.
Yeah.
And now left with a really awkward one again here. This one she'll choke up on pretty far as well. Needs to hole it.
And it's okay, but costly.
Yeah, in a hole where you're really looking to make birdie. She didn't have any more than a 9-iron in her hands coming into that hole.
And on you to finish up at 6 under. Made some good putts. Remember the one back at 15. Final round 69. Couple of players there. Hate on you and Maya Stark, who's really they've played great the last couple of weeks. In the mix right now, where Hannah Green missed the cut last week.
Henseleit took a drop just to the left of the green, chip to here. This for par. So it is going to be a drop shot for the German player who pulls it left with that second shot into the barranca. So costly. Probably needed to make eagle there to have any chance, you would think. Birdie possibly, but bogey certainly not going to help.
Drop at least one here. Start this for bogey.
I've seen her understandably go through her entire full routine here on a putt of any length, taking her time. Inside right here, she's been very solid with these putts this week.
She has, and Hannah Green has.
You have to think that we don't know quite what's going to happen with Hannah here on 15 yet, but one birdie coming in at least for Maya here on these last two holes.
You would think that she would need that, yeah, at least.
First job to make this one.
There you go. And 17's possible today. It was unlikely yesterday, but there are more birdies today on 17, and we've seen 18 a number of times here as well. So it's doable, but 2-shot lead for Green now.
Bogey putt here for Henseleit. Im did get up and down for her par, having also gone into the penalty area. Okay, Henseleit falls back to 4 under. So it's been a pretty long wait for the last pair back in the fairway at 15. Karen Stupples is there watching as we look at Hannah Green.
I think you're good to go, yeah.
It has been, and you know, I think there was an element of a little frustration at having to wait so long, because it's not the kind of shot that you really want to be standing over too much. She's got 180 to the front, 205 to the hole, but you've got to really carry this 185, and you've got to be really target disciplined. You can't let this turn over left, because you can run through very easily. You've got to make sure it carries as well. This is a little bit left of the flag.
Watch out, left is dangerous, but it needs to just sit down. It's going to be okay.
It was an aggressive play, Tom, with a 2-shot lead, but she pulled it off.
I was going to say, I mean, I wonder, Karen, if there was any discussion about laying up.
It's hard to lay up when you have 205 yards.
And probably not aware of it. Or perhaps not.
This is the tee at the 17th. Maya Stark. Players try and sneak it down the right side, but that brings the Barranca into play. The Bougainvillea there, the red against the clubhouse, the middle of that. Yeah, it's a good line.
Cut it off that tall tree in the distance. Maya likes it.
Further down the left, but it's going to be just fine. Well, Hannah Green will have a chance for an eagle, an outside chance with a 2-shot lead here. She has just owned this golf course over the last several years and looking for her second victory at the JM Eagle LA Championship.
Coming down the stretch here in the JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Plas Pro. It's a 2-shot lead for Hannah Green as she plays the 15th hole on a day, Morgan, when no one's really made a charge at the top of the leaderboard to put pressure on Hannah Green, and she has just been steady. She's 2 under today.
She's played tremendous golf, very steady. That chip in at 12 was really the turning point, especially in this championship, for her to really take control. You know, if you look back on the way that Hannah's played, she did miss the cut last week, but even in talking to her, she spent some time last week. Her coach Richie Smith was in town at the Chevron Championship. She said, you know, I really kind of got off to a bad start, but I didn't feel like I played poorly. So she didn't leave that event feeling like she was playing poor golf, and she came here to a golf course where she's very familiar, where she's had tremendous success in the past and has continued that positive momentum of play forward here this week. And the way that she's playing today, she's 4th in greens and regulation for the tournament, and that's really been the biggest difference. Played fairly stress-free golf.
If you're Maya Stark, Tom, you might really regret that approach shot at 16.
Yeah, that could be the costly one for her. The drop shot there. Needs to get this close, make a birdie. It's all about where this ball pitches. And that's a good spot to pitch it. That is a really, really lovely approach at just the right time for Maya Stark. And a really good look to get to 8 under. And that green is basically right where our camera is now. So if Hannah Green's looking over there, she'll be able to see that. But this one's for an eagle here at 15.
And this one's got that bit of fringe to go through, so it might jump a little bit at first, moving right.
Did she do it? Oh, she did. Fabulous. And that moves Hannah Green to 11 under par, puts one hand on that beautiful trophy.
What a roll here, Tom. Right through the fringe, no bobble whatsoever. And that's why you go for the green.
And guess who's well aware of that?
Yeah, Stark walking down to that 17th green.
Yep.
You can see everything as you walk down. You can just, there you go, the green's over on the right side.
There's a big leaderboard there to Maya's left. She can't quite see it just yet, but she will be able to once she gets up onto this green. And if she doesn't take a good long look at it, I'm sure Jack will.
Yeah, very experienced man on the back, good player himself. Taking a week's break from Anna Nordquist to work for Maya Stark. I'm sure he'll be back working for Anna in a couple of weeks when the tour heads to New Jersey, where Hannah Green looks like she may well be the latest victor on the LPGA, the way it sits right now. 4-shot lead. Her first 3 wins on the LPGA, she missed the cut the week prior, and she missed the cut last week.
She's had quite an interesting season, to be honest, Tom. She has 1 win and nothing else inside the top 20. 2 missed cuts in 5 events.
As she said earlier in the week, coming off her most inconsistent season so far last year, but was still able to perform very, very high at certain times, but didn't have that consistency. Really disappointed with the way that she played in the majors.
It's over to 16. 15's been a pivotal hole. Seems like every year in this championship. Nasahata with a lengthy eagle a couple of years ago when she won. And of course, Hannah Green and what she's done at 18 through the last couple of years. Huge. But right now, a 4-shot lead for the defending champ. If you're going to miss the cut at a major, you do like to come to a place where you won last year next week.
It does give you the good vibes, Terry.
Yeah.
Just dialing back here, doesn't need a driver.
Yeah, good there.
Just a sweet little fade there to the centre of the fairway.
Yeah, she looks just so unbothered. She said, my goal this week is to play golf as boring golf as possible. And she has, I mean, an eagle's pretty exciting, but she has really performed that goal very well.
Here is the aforementioned Nasahata, the winner here in 2022, missing out on her birdie putt there. Nasa has had a tough day today. 3 over. Started the day with high hopes of catching a bit of good form on Sunday and lifting that trophy come day's end. But it's not going to be. Well, Maya Stark has this to get it to 8 under par. You never know. Birdie at the last. Seen stranger things happen with players slipping up coming home. Hannah Green looks very, very comfortable with the way it stands at the moment. But Maya Stark is going to have to take a lot of confidence from these last couple of weeks and starting to really find her form, and I think feel comfortable mentally out on the golf course. She's worked hard trying to control her temperament. Worked with Peter Hansen, former DP World Tour player. Said she felt nerves yesterday. Managed to work on her breathing. Yeah, good 3 there. Just that mistake at 16. Still, 3 birdies there coming down the stretch is impressive, but it is not good enough to match Hannah Green at this point.
Second at 16 for the leader.
She's got an 8 iron out, 141 to this green that sits uphill. It's on a good line.
That is on a great line. That's the best we've seen there.
We haven't seen anybody really challenge that flagstick in the last hour or so. Beautiful shot.
18T, Maya Stark, Tom Tracer Technology, presented by Progressive Insurance, the ball flight.
Now she knows where she stands. And one last swing here to potentially put some pressure on Hannah.
And a very good swing on that last tee. So a birdie there, you never know.
Yeah, think about the last 2 weeks she's had have been very impressive.
So this would be her 5th win on the LPGA Tour. She's a major champ already. It's back in 2019 she won that major, the KPMG, a couple of wins that season. And the first to defend a title since Jin Young Ko in 2023. Just absolutely loves this place. I mean, when you look at the success she's had here, not only the win, but getting close the previous couple of times. This is the 4th straight year she was in the top 5 entering the final round here. Always a chance.
Yeah, she's just, this golf course suits her eye. She likes the grass. I mean, only 3 players have beaten her on this golf course in the last 3 years, which is quite a remarkable stat. And it looks like it's going to remain that way.
Says Wilshire reminds her of the Sandbelt back home. We can pick and choose where you can be aggressive or not.
And she loves the bunkering. The bunkering here is quite magical around this golf course. It's perfectly protecting. She said, you know, you don't have to be long to play this golf course, and it doesn't have to be long for a golf course to be difficult. And that's one of the things that she does really like about this place.
What do you do as a young player if you're Grace Kim and you just made everything the first 2 days, shot 64 on day one at that time to tie the tournament course record? It's been better since, but you had it to 12 under and you have a weekend like this.
This is going to hurt. There's not really much of a way to sugarcoat that. It's, you know, she knows it's in there. She's seen it for a couple days. It's a learning experience for her. I'd have to say, it might be hard for Hannah as well to be watching this, her fellow countrywoman and friend, to watch Grace struggle this way. But at the end of the day, Grace also has a front row seat to watching Hannah take full control and be comfortable in this position. And while she's probably focused a lot on what she's trying to do, also pay attention to the way Hannah has gone about her business today and the decisions that she has made.
True of many sports, but maybe more so in golf because it is an individual sport, a pairing. This one on the way for birdie. In terms of learning from what that other player has done down the stretch in this final round, decisions that Hannah Green's made, and you're playing with her and you can learn from that.
And Terry, I think you absolutely make a fantastic point there, because you should be, you know, there will be an aha moment for Grace where she'll realise, wait a minute, you know, a lot of this is about being patient, biding your time around the front line, just hanging in there, and then taking advantage on the holes when you're given that opportunity, hitting quality shots, hitting quality putts. And I think that's really what Hannah has shown Grace out here today, and to all of us watching.
And Hannah Green adds another one to 12 under par. How about that stretch since the 12th hole? That's what kick-started this back nine for her. So up to Maya Stark, who at this point is not aware of what you wouldn't think Hannah Green has done back at 16. But now trailing by 4.
Still wants to try and knock this one in dead center. Up the hill. Give it a good run.
Finish in style.
Really valiant effort from Maya the last 2 weeks. I mean, right there, 2 weeks in a row, playing some really wonderful golf. You'd have to think it's only a matter of time before she finds herself in the winner's circle.
Yeah, 24-year-old from Sweden, and went to Oklahoma State, 3 of the 4 rounds in the 60s. Stark's caddy there, Tom, mentioned that screen there at 18 where you can watch the coverage. Her caddy knew exactly what took place with Hannah Green back at 16, and getting that lead up to 4 at that point. 2 more to play.
It hasn't always been plain sailing these last few holes over the years, though.
I'm going to say this one, Tom, might be the last real dangerous shot. The shot to the green has its own little bit of danger, but this is the one, really. And she was up the right yesterday, Karen.
Yes, she was really close to going off to the Barranca, but I think, Tom, we know where the line is. It's at the Bougainvilleas, straight ahead of these players. In fact, there's a staircase that's right in the middle of those, and that's probably the spot.
Just on the right side of the Bougainvillea flowers. And it's going to be fine. Our spotter over there gives us the thumbs up. Hannah Green close to winning again at Wilshire.
Wilshire Country Club, final round of the JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Plus Pro here in Los Angeles. Hannah Green up by 3, finishing up. Got a couple of pairings still out there on the golf course here in the final round. So all the way on the right side, 5 under, the best on that page. I mean, that's the way Hannah Green has played here on the final day.
Henselite for a par at 17. It's going to be a bogey for her at 15, a bogey at 17. And she's going to fall to 3 over for the day. Costly final round. This $3.75 million purse. It's the highest purse outside of the majors in the CME Group Tour Championship. So it's a lucrative week and a good day to play well. Hannah Green's going to pick up a nice check, over $500,000. If she goes on to win. Jin Hee Im for a par. This is to stay 1 over for the day. Back down the hill. We've just seen Henselite's ball move from right to left. It's coming the opposite direction. He read it well. So good 4. Chance to make a birdie at 18. Short hole. Grace Kim has driven it down the left. I think it ran out of fairway.
It did, Tom. And she's ended up in a really fluffy lie. So you have to expect this to come out with a bit of chase on it.
Down.
171 to the front, 178 to the hole. So probably even just short of that front number is ideal.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is going to hop.
Just so hot there when it pitches. We talked about that bounce, that first bounce, and how it lands. That's why Maya Stark's shot was so good. Hannah Green.
I mean, this is wonderful position on the fairway here, Tom. 152 to the hole. And she's using an 8-iron. Oh, this is a good high ball flight. A little bit left of the flag.
Yeah, it's going to gather down onto the green and give her a birdie chance. Well, the year that she got married, bought a new home, already a winner in Singapore, and now likely to be a winner in California. This was a little earlier after she hit her second shot with the slight delay. It was live in the Jumbotron there, and she could take a look at the swing. She didn't look at the result.
I think she was looking at the leaderboard, Tom. I think she was looking.
Tom, it's like you in a restaurant on a tape delay show. You watch yourself in the on-camera.
That's right. I always do, yeah. Grace Kim for a birdie. Back up the hill. The end.
Moment ago, Esther Henselite here at the last. 3 over today.
Tom mentioned with the purse. A birdie here could go a long way for Esther.
Great setting. Clubhouse there in the background. The members all sitting on the terrace watching Hannah Green, the player that they've come to know very well, Karen, with the way that she's played here.
Well, I mean, it's just been quite remarkable that a golf course and a player can have such synergy together.
Another one. Oh, it looks so good. She's found her stride on this back nine, Karen. Seems very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to think, Tom, that having won here in the past, I mean, I think there are a lot of lessons that you can learn from knowing how to win on this particular golf course.
Meanwhile, Jin Hee Im is for birdie at 18.
Just slide a little bit to her right here. So it's closer to the hole.
Good player. Just getting things started on the LPGA, but 6 wins in Korea, including 4 last year.
She certainly knows how to win, has proven that on her home tour, but first season on the LPGA, and the last 2 weeks have been very impressive, Terry. Playing with a lot of confidence.
8th place finish at Chevron last week.
Grace Kim for a par. Okay. It's been a weekend to forget for Grace, but hopefully she can learn from what happened here Saturday and Sunday. 12 under par she was through 2 days. Hopefully she can remember the really good rounds of golf she put together on Thursday and Friday. Take that when she returns in a few weeks. Hannah now for a par. Yep.
Short walk up to the tee at 18 as we take you down to the green a moment ago. Henslide for birdie.
Looks like it jumped straight away there, Terry. Left.
Tough final day. Started the day 1 off the lead. Went over par today, so Hannah Green that walk to the last. One of those players staying with family this week, one of the members. We've heard him out here cheering this week, but she's really picked up fans here in LA the last couple of years.
Yeah, she feels like, very much feels like home to her in that sense. A lot of members out here supporting Hannah each and every year.
Talked to some of them before the round today and said, who's going to win? Oh, Hannah Green, for sure.
With her track record on this golf course, it wouldn't have been a bad bet. Over the last 4 years, she's been up against 572 total opponents, and she's beaten 569 of them. It's just crazy.
It's a good way to put it, yeah. Always with a chance heading into the final day here. Saw that tee that moved it way up today. So the whole location's not necessarily up front, but it's 132.
And Hannah's got a wedge out for this shot. And I would say that her iron play today has been really very good, and particularly when she needed to really come up with some quality shots. She has done so.
All you need right there.
Think about Karen's point, those irons, the iron certainly on 15 that set up the eagle, the iron on 16 with the birdie, 17 nearly a birdie, one of the hardest greens to hit on this golf course. And then here we know how much success she's had on this 18th hole.
Wouldn't it just be the game of golf for Grace Kim to make a birdie here in the 72nd hole? Brilliant the first 2 days, struggle over the weekend, and playing with another player from Australia. Think about the influence of Kari Webb, too, on every player from Australia. The great Kari Webb, the scholarship program, the influence, such a role model for players like Hannah Green and Grace Kim.
There's no question she's a tremendous role model, a mentor, an influence, has really done tremendous things for Golf Australia. And and the young women who dream of playing professional golf and following in her footsteps.
Pretty comfortable walk, isn't it?
She's just like unflappable this entire back nine, even when it has been quite close. She has not let anything faze her. Has just continued to execute shot after shot.
And you know, those putts that we've seen the last couple of days are so difficult here. 4 5-foot putts for her. It didn't seem to bother her.
I actually think back to the short putt that she missed yesterday on the 17th hole. And that could have sent anybody mentally spiraling. It wasn't very far. It was about 2 feet. And it didn't faze her. She knew that was kind of what to expect out around this golf course late in the day. And it has been so impressive, especially from short range today.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that they weren't as hard for her as anybody else, or she didn't have to work as hard. It didn't bother her. You know, it didn't let it bother her.
She hasn't let anything bother her, Karen.
No, not one bit. It's been remarkably impressive. Like, she's been very even-keeled. There's been no ups, no downs. I mean, she just kind of glides around the golf course and hits fantastic shots and makes great saves when she had to. And I think back to the sand save on 7, I think that was key as well. I mean, she just comes up clutch when she has to.
Mark there, and have Grace Kim putt. And the bounce back from the missed cut last week, which, as Tom said, she'd made a habit of that in her wins. And a week off. I was asking Morgan about Grace Kim and what you learned from or take away from a weekend like this. Karen, what do you think?
I think that you really have to try and not let your confidence take a hit from it. But I do think you have to reward yourself for putting yourself in this position. And then I think you have to realize that, you know, it wasn't my week this week. There are some things that I can work on. And a lot of them are to do with how positive I am around the greens, like some course management, and just kind of tidy things up just a little bit. But I think if you look objectively at it, I think she played very well those first 2 days, and I think it just got the better of her at the weekend.
Oh, right to the very end. And she just has to laugh.
I mean, that is just absolutely cool.
That sums it up, doesn't it? Yeah, exactly. We're right there with you, Grace. And now Hannah Green has gone back-to-back at Wilshire Country Club. The winner again of the JM Eagle LA Championship. And look who's there to celebrate with her.
I mean, just an absolute clinical performance from Hannah this entire weekend.
Might take a while to see everybody around her.
I can't see.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, you're okay? Oh, good. Thank you, guys. Oh, what a greenie. Thanks. Oh, my God. Sorry, thank you. Oh, you smell so good.
Just never let anyone else have a chance today. Final round, 66, 5 under.
She didn't make any mistakes. The only mistake she made today was a bogey on the par 3 4th hole, and other than that, just absolutely clinical.
And to make it official, the tap in to kick off the celebration. It's Grace Kim out there first. Well, you knew that chant was coming, huh?
That was a lot of champagne right there, Terry. Wow.
No doubt. So you think about the 65 that Madeline Sagstrom put up earlier in the day, but she started the day at 3 over par. All the pressure on Hannah Green, those in the final pairing, and come down the stretch, and a 66 to close it out. Second straight year, she's the champ here in LA. Scoring with Hannah Green, Grace Kim paired together here in the final round. And Hannah Green at 12 under today, the winner once again. That's a lot of champagne, by the way, as you said.
I like Hannah's move. Let me have some of that. I'm done. I could celebrate.
The sunglasses came off and you couldn't see for a while. It's all the champagne. So big jump for Hannah in the race to the CME Globe. Projected standings up to the 3rd spot. So Nelly Korda, Lydia Ko, the top 2. And Korda, of course, going to play in a couple of weeks. The next event on the LPGA Tour scheduled to play at the Cognizant Founders Cup. Maya Stark moves up to the 4th spot as well. And Hate on You. Another good week for Hate on You. So it's the trophy here at the JM Eagle and over $500,000 to the winner, who is with Karen Stupples right now.
Thanks, Terry. Hannah, I seem to be making a habit of standing here with you, winning here at Wilshire. You kind of own this golf course. What is it about Wilshire and you that seem to have this wonderful relationship?
I don't know, it's really kind to me. I felt like a couple of times today almost got like a member bounce. I obviously really am fond of the golf club, and I joked and said that they didn't actually approve it with me, that they're making alterations, but no, I love it here. Such a great atmosphere, really good crowds this year, so yeah, I'm kind of sad we're not returning next year, but I'm looking forward to 2026.
And talking about the crowds, I mean, what a wonderful reaction there at the end, singing Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I mean, what does that make you feel like, you know, being here with that kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's one of the biggest crowds that we have, especially with 18. It's just such a great arena. So yeah, I would have liked that putt last to go, and I wish Gracie's went in, but yeah, it's been an amazing week, and thank you to all the members for making me feel so welcome.
Was there any point in today's round that made you think, oh, I might have this again?
I think when I chipped in on 12, I kind of felt like I really snagged one there. I really liked the 14th hole, I guess, this week, and I also played the 13th hole, and then I also played the 15th really well. But I think when I made eagle on 15, that kind of sealed the deal, and I did see that Maya got it to 9 under, so I knew what I needed to do. But usually I make it really tricky on myself and, you know, only win by a shot. So I'm really grateful I've been able to now step off and win by a few.
That makes it a lot easier. And looking ahead, I mean, we've got the Olympic Games. This kind of solidifies your spot there for Australia. Is that something and a goal that you had in your mind at the start of this year?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't have a great season last year. Even though I did win here in LA, I actually had my most inconsistent year. So to obviously already win in Singapore and then win here this week, I hope that I can get closer to my goal of being in the top 10 in the world and, yeah, solidify my spot in the Olympics.
Perfect. Enjoy the smell of champagne. Congratulations, Hannah.
Thank you.
Karen, thank you. So we talked about the restoration, won't be back next year, but she didn't want anything to change here. Nothing.
That was a great answer. They didn't ask me before they decided to renovate this place.
So here was the start of this final round for Hannah Green. Off to a good start there, but then eventually it took her a while to get going. She made birdie there to take the lead all by herself. Maya Stark, in the end, became the closest pursuer. This, just a beautiful putt.
We knew that Maya was going to be dangerous today. She likes to play aggressive golf. She was in a comfortable position, being a couple of groups ahead of the leaders.
So Hannah made bogey at the 3rd, was even par going out, and this, she just referenced it, really started things.
Yeah, this was the moment where she took control. It was close. There were still quite a few people people who could have won this tournament. And she just took control right there on the 12th.
You kind of had that sense, too, because you had the par 5s coming up, including this one where Stark got it to 7 under.
A real opportunity on these holes to make a move, and you know who really made the move was Hannah.
Yeah. Stark was a couple of groups ahead of her. The third here from 103.
I just really got the sense at this point that she was not going to make a mistake, and the chasers were going to have to do something really, really special.
So many players have figured out these greens. She certainly has. She was also keeping tabs on the leaderboard. Said eventually she was aware of where Maya Stark was on the leaderboard. Fortunate here.
Yeah, this was a very lucky break. Not much sand in that bunker. We saw Head on You struggle from that same bunker right there, but hits the flagstick dead center and leaves her with this putt for birdie.
Keeping pace with the leader. Trailing by 1. Then Hannah from just off the green, no doubt.
Aggressive play. Probably didn't know that she had a 2-shot lead at this point, but might as well make it 4.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wouldn't have known on that approach shot because that birdie from Stark had just happened. But and then the trouble at 16 for Stark too. But this the approach up the hill, gorgeous.
I mean, just another perfect execution, smart play, wonderful distance control with her irons. It's really what she showcased today.
Maya. 17's been difficult through the week. A little easier today with that whole location.
Yeah, but this was Maya's really last chance. And hope for some help from Hannah, but a beautiful shot in there. One of the closest all day on the tough 17th.
Not as much wind as yesterday afternoon, too, for these players in the final pairings to finish up at 18. That taking place about the same time that putt for Hannah Green was taking place. Remember a caddy watching it on the big screen, so he was well aware. And then to close it out here with the par at 18. Didn't need a birdie like last year at 18. Final round 66. Never a doubt in the end. There was coming down the stretch, but took a while to get going until that 12th hole where she chipped in. But the winner by 3, Hannah Green. And that sense here in an event on a golf course, you got to feel like you just own this place if you're Hannah Green right now.
Yeah, she just feels really comfortable here. Said it time and time again that it really reminds her of Australia. You know, she talks about also having friends here locally, the membership, and they've really embraced her and supported her out here for many years. And so she's a fan favorite in this area, and that gives you your own sense of comfort as well.
No question. And meaningful to win on a golf course like this, an old classic golf course in the middle of LA.
I mean, I've said it a bunch. I absolutely love this golf course. I have a similar feeling to how Hannah does about this golf course. I have always played well here. I've loved this old style type of golf. It's just such a cool place, and to see Hannah really embrace it and embrace the subtleties and the nuances and the quirkiness of the golf course. It's awesome.
Absolutely. So a week off for the LPGA and then the Cognizant Founders Cup. See Nelly Korda back out, maybe 6 in a row. What do you think?
There's a chance. The players this week, coming into this week, said, oh, somebody else is going to win this week. We have a chance. I don't know. Nelly's back in next week after a couple weeks off of rest. Not next week, the following week. But all eyes will be back on Nelly come New Jersey 2 weeks in a row out there. And the way that she's playing, it'd be hard to see somebody beating her.
It would have been good to watch those two, right? Nelly Korda here against Hannah Green. And you walked with Hannah today. Karen, your thoughts on what you did here in the final round?
Well, I mean, Hannah was just quite spectacular. I think she showed an awful lot of patience out there today with getting around this golf course. That front nine has always played tough, but she knows from experience. I mean, you and Morgan did a fantastic job of documenting just how well she's played on this course. But she knows that she can come to the back nine and really turn up the heat, take advantage of those par 5s, and that's exactly what we saw her do out here. Just an impressive performance, ball striking and putting on a very difficult golf course.
How do you think, Karen, she stayed so even keel all day today, mentally, emotionally, more than anything?
I think Morgan, you know, it's just knowing that she's done it before on this golf course as much as anything. She knows that it's unpredictable. She knows that she has to pick her moments when she can attack and when she can lay back. And that all comes with experience. I think playing golf at Wilshire is one of those kind of places that you just have to learn from experience. And I think she's the perfect example of that.
Yeah, on a golf course, and you've talked about how much you like this place too, where knowledge means a lot, and the break of putts and where they're going, and to not get too upset when you miss those 4 and 5 footers, Karen.
Exactly, and it's so hard. I mean, I think everybody's heart went out for Grace Kim out there today, watching her miss those putts. But it can really mess with your head, because if you're not confident in your lies, and if you're not, you know, comfortable with yourself and knowing what you can do out here on the golf course, I think it can really definitely affect you. I think Hannah's going to be upset once they redo this course. But you talked about them putting bent grass greens on here. I think it could be a different tournament in a few years when we come back.
We got to look at what they're going to do here too, and it's pretty impressive. So it'll take 10 or 11 months. We won't be back here for the LPGA next year, but as Hannah Green said, we look forward to the next time back here at Wilshire Country Club. So Green, her 5th win on the LPGA Tour, and the 2nd time right here in LA. 12 under the total. Maya Stark, really good couple of weeks too. How about those 2 players right behind Hannah Green, what they've done the last 2 weeks, Maya Stark and Haydon Yu?
Tremendous golf, and I would expect them to continue. We've got a really busy summer upcoming, a lot of really big events, and they are in fine form.
So that major championship last week, here to LA, week off, and then back out to the Founders Cup. Reminder coming up next, Golf Central, bringing you news, highlights, and analysis from the world of golf, and coverage of the Cognizant Founders Cup begins Thursday, May 9th on Golf Channel and Peacock. Nobody in the final groups really went out in charge today. Maya Stark hung in there, but in the end, once again, Hannah Green, the champion here at Wilshire Country Club. For Morgan Russell and the crew, I'm Terry again, and thanks for watching so long from LA.